Hey y'all, welcome to my vlog. If you are new and if you are watching again, then welcome back. If you guys could go ahead and subscribe to my channel and give us a thumbs up, I would so greatly appreciate that. And yeah, thanks for coming to hang out. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about something that's very near and dear to my heart, food allergies and anaphylaxis. So the reason being is because yesterday I went into a full-blown anaphylactic shock, and what that is it means that your body, like once you eat a certain food, it kind of attacks itself. So your throat starts to swell, you get hives, you can have asthma. It's really different for everyone, but I'm just going to tell you guys how mine was yesterday. So it was April 5th, and it now is in the middle of the night leading into April 6th. And the reason being is I was laying in bed and I have just been so emotional and just kind of struggling a lot tonight, just kind of reflecting back on my reaction, and I just wanted to share that with you guys because not many people understand what it is like to go through these experiences, and I thought if I can share my story to help others and to just kind of shine light on allergies, then I feel like I'm giving back. So we'll start with what happened. So yesterday, Tucker and I, we were getting ready to go we're getting ready to go to a vendor to pick up an order for our boutique with his mom because we both own online boutiques. So we were gonna go get our stuff, and beforehand, I decided to get a quick bite before we left. All I had was a bagel with cheese on it. There was a bagel, ghee butter, covered in cheese. I put it in the oven, and then I put ground turkey on top of it when it came out. Super delicious. And I've been eating that quite a lot lately, so I don't know if it was that. And then I had oatmeal with roasted cinnamon on it. And I've never had roasted cinnamon before. I've had ground cinnamon, and I don't know if it was cross-contaminated or if the bread that time was cross-contaminated with the bagels. I'm not sure which caused it. So I've been really in my head about it and obsessing over what it could have been that caused it. So I didn't really notice anything until probably about like 10 minutes after I ate all of it. I just kind of started feeling a little funny. My lips were numb, my gums were numb, like all at the top and the bottom, so all of them were just like completely numb, and my tongue and my uvula, they were all numb. It was all numb. So there was also a bit of itching in the back of my mouth, but I was like, it's just seasonal allergies, like whatever. And then I just remember just like feeling this like wave of like panic, and I do struggle with anxiety as well, so I didn't know if it was like symptoms of anxiety or anaphylaxis. So I just kind of focused on the fact that it was anxiety, that it was probably anxiety, and I was probably worrying about nothing. But then we were about to leave to go pick up our order from a vendor, and his mom was like, she was like, I'm here. So we were about to go downstairs, and I was like, Tucker, like I can't feel my gums, like my whole mouth is numb, and my ears were pulsing. And so I was like, can you flick my gums? As weird as that sounds, I was like, I don't know if it's all in my head or not. So he flicked my gums, and they were completely numb. And he was like, I don't know, that's weird. But I was like, okay, whatever, like it's probably just anxiety, like no big deal. So we went downstairs, we were walking to the car, we got in the car, and we weren't even, I want to say like maybe a mile or two down the road. Maybe, if that. I think it was just like a mile and a half, and I like just looked at both of them, and I was kind of staying quiet in the back seat because I was trying to like calm myself down, and like I was taking deep breaths in and out, just trying to get my heart rate lowered because my heart was pounding really fast. And I just looked at Tucker, and I was like okay, I was like something's wrong, because my tongue, it almost felt like a Charlie horse. It just started to swell so fast, and my tongue, like when it swells, I have a pretty long tongue, but it just gets stuck in my mouth and it kind of bunches together. There's so much swelling, and then I can feel the swelling like in my sinuses as well. So I like looked at Tucker and I was like, all right, I was like, I was like, my mouth is really numb and something's wrong, like something's not right. And then like, I was like, I can't feel my face, I can't feel my tongue. And then it just started hitting me. Like it was just a huge wave that hit me. And, so he was like, okay, I was like, I think I need my EpiPen. And then I like I just felt like I couldn't talk. And I was like, okay, let's do this. So Tucker was like, I'm going to use your EpiPen. I really didn't want to use it because I was like, what if it's all in my head? What if it's anxiety? And then I stuck my tongue out and it was just fully swollen. And Tucker's like, I'm going to stab you with your EpiPen. So we got into the action plan. He used the Epi on my thigh. And by that time, he like looked at his mom. He's like, we got to go to the hospital. So we're not too far from the hospital, which is great, and Tiffany was amazing. I am so blessed and thankful that she is in my life, and I'm just so happy with how strong they were with handling it, because it is very traumatic even to watch it, because I'm the type of person who's like, I definitely need to work on it, but I'm like, I don't want to die, like, and I'm probably going to get emotional, but, like, it's just so scary because it's just, like, you're thinking about it and it's your whole entire life that's, like, it's, like, it could end in this single moment. Because, like, there's all those stories where, like, EpiPens don't work and you always think about those and you're like, that could be me someday. Like, it could happen to anybody. So, like, my mind was on that. I was trying to stay positive, but I was also scared because I was like, I don't want my fiance to stab me with my EpiPen because it's super scary. And then, like, I didn't want to scare my future mother-in-law Tiffany because it's just all so traumatic and it's just like a scary thing to watch. So we got the epinephrine in me and we got to the hospital within like, I think like not even 5 minutes we were there. And I just remember by the time we got there, my tongue was like out of my mouth and I was drooling and I had drool all over my face and like my ears were pulsing and my heart was racing. And I remember Tucker was like, we're just gonna get out of the car, and he like pulled me into the ER door. And I remember him walking in and he's just like, she's having anaphylactic shock. And so like we got back immediately. There was like a whole waiting room, so it was like so embarrassing and I felt so bad because I'm just like crying and I'm like, I don't want to die, like I could barely talk by the time I got into the back like room. And so I had told them that I got epi, but it like didn't feel like it was fully going away yet. So we got back into the one guy was like, no, we have to get her into a room now. Like they called a whole bunch of doctors, and I was in the room, and I think like this is probably the most traumatic part about all of it, is that like you're in a room and you're by yourself, and like they couldn't come back yet because obviously it's a scary situation, and like if anything were to happen, like they don't want your family members to see that. So they got me back into the room, and within like 5 minutes there were 8 to 10 doctors in the room just like hovering over me. And it's so scary because they're like, her tongue's really swollen, they're like, get this, get that, get this, they're like hooking me up to IVs, they're like, it's just like all a process. I had a romper on, which is like the worst possible thing you could wear when having an allergic reaction, because like they have to pull your shirt up and like they have to pull your like it down to like get the EKG on you to make sure that your heart is okay because you just had a dose of epi. And I just remember there looking up and there was just all these doctors over me, and it's like the scariest thing in the world because it's just like, okay, like I am either going to be good or I'm not going to be good. Like you feel safe. It's like a hospital, like it's supposed to be a safe place, but it's just like you go to hospitals because there's an emergency, and so it was just really scary. So my throat like I felt like I was wheezing right here, and my everything at that point was just like pulsing. My whole face was pulsing, and then you can kind of still see the like swelling from today. It hasn't fully gone down yet. But they were in the room. They got all my medication, and then I was just like shaking. You shake so much on epinephrine, and it just like, it makes your heart rate. And I remember looking up at the heart rate monitor, and my heart rate was like 163. And that's really high, especially for a 4'11", 103-pound girl. And I was just like, I just kept looking at the same 2 doctors, and I was like, I don't want to die, like I don't want to die. So, yeah, it's definitely experience. So we stayed there for a few hours, and they got all the medicine in me, and I was feeling good, like I felt a lot better, and I was like, I can finally like get air in correctly. And so I was really thankful, and I'm just so thankful for all the doctors out there that do their job, and the ones who are passionate about it. There was this one nurse, and she was so sweet, and she just comforted me the whole time. She would take me to the bathroom, and I was just so blessed to have like be in good hands. And so then Tiffany, my future mother-in-law, and then my fiance Tucker, they both were there, and it's especially hard because my mom lives in Michigan and I live in Texas, so it's terrifying being away from your mom, like when you're going through all of this. But I'm just so happy to have like such an incredible support system here, and I love my fiance so much. I'm just so proud of how he handled it and how Tiffany handled it, and they were just such troopers, and I'm just so thankful to have them both. So we left the hospital, and I haven't eaten anything today because I'm just so terrified because I don't know what it was that I reacted to, if it was cross-contaminated, and I'm just like so fed up with all these food allergies. But so we got home, I laid down for a little bit, and I kind of worked because I wanted to keep myself busy, and I probably should have relaxed, but I was like, I want to keep myself busy, keep my mind off of it. So I haven't eaten today, like I said, and then it is now, it's like 1:30, almost 2, and I have been struggling so much today. I usually struggle really bad, like after the reactions, because I get my PTSD gets triggered from all my allergic reactions, and it is so hard. But I was laying in bed, and like I just kept like running through everything in my head that like could have gone wrong, or like all that stuff, you know, like the what ifs, and it just really makes you think, and it just makes you feel so thankful that you're here. But there's also another part of me that's just like absolutely terrified, because it's like, oh, like how many times do you have to have an allergic reaction and go through this? But the reality is that like epinephrine works it works 95% of the time. So yeah, so I was just laying in bed, and I was just having a really hard time with it, and like I panic really easily, and I sat in the bathroom. My fiance was sleeping, and I don't like to bother him unless I need to, unless I just want to really feel like comforted. But for the most part, I sat in the bathroom for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just bawling my eyes out, because like it's just such a traumatic experience to go through, especially like being 22 and away from your mom, who's like your best friend, and like she just knows, like she knows what to do with allergic reactions, and it's just like I've had her through all of them, and it's just really hard. But I'm so thankful that I have such an incredible support system now. But yeah, it was really scary. Today was very scary, and I'm thankful that I'm here and that Epi works, and yeah, I just wanted to share my experiences, because not a lot of people know like what it's like, and I just want to shine light on this, because a lot of people looked at food allergies like, oh, like this person thinks they have food allergies, and they just don't like tomatoes, they just don't like cheese, or they just don't like gluten. And honestly, like, it makes me so upset, because there are people who have these problems, and if they eat it, it can kill them. It can end their life. Like, the reality of it is I could have lost my life today. I didn't, and I'm so thankful. And like, I think, like, if we weren't in the car, and like I wouldn't have gotten to the hospital in time, like what would have happened? Because another reality is that epinephrine, it's only it's only like a short period of time that it works. So by the time when you take epinephrine, you have about a 15-20 minute window before you need the rest of the medications that the hospital provides. So they gave me Pepsid through my IV, a steroid, and 2 other medications to make sure, that the inflammation stayed down. So it's just crazy because it's like, what if I wouldn't have my Epi? Like, and you have to be so careful. Like, if you guys have allergies, if you have food allergies and you are watching this, I want you to know that you need to, no matter what, have your EpiPen with you at all times. And don't just have one, have two, because I've been in a situation before, 4th of July a few years ago, where I had to have 2 epinephrines injected into me because my body was like starting to convulse. Don't know if I'm using the correct word. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably gonna look it up later and be like, that's the correct word. But yeah, I'm just so thankful to be alive, and I'm just so thankful for the incredible support system that I have. And there will be more things on food allergies to come. I plan on doing a video where Tucker tries foods that are similar to the food allergy friendly brands, and we're just going to kind of compare them to tell you guys that some of them do taste the same, and some of them are great, and there are alternatives, and there are safe alternatives. So I'm just super excited for what there is to come. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Please subscribe and thumbs up, subscribe. I'll get it down, I promise. But also, you guys, at the end of this video, there are some crazy awesome bloopers because Gizmo decided to hijack my video when I first started making it, and he's the cutest ever. And if you guys don't know who Gizmo is, he is our puppy, and we absolutely adore him. He's just the greatest ever. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you watched the whole video, I so definitely appreciate that, because this is just so important, and I want to spread so much awareness. So thank you guys, and have a amazing day, night, whenever you watch this. Okay, so first of all, look who came to join us. My sweet little monkey. Here, buddy, look. Look over here. Look. He's just so sweet. I love him so much, huh? I love you. Yes. He came to check out what was going on. So I'm going to be talking about food allergies and Gizmo, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, you guys, he is riled up. I don't know what's going on. He's attacking me. Gizmo. Okay, no. Watch what I do with my fingers. Gizmo. Gizmo. Get him. Get him. Get him. My gosh, get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Okay, this is gonna be a blooper because he's ruining this video. Gizmo, stop! Why are you being weird, you freak?